Hello everyone, developing clusters for rural tourism marketing, video lesson 13th. Now, the content for the course would be rural tourism marketing, digital technologies for rural tourism marketing, developing cluster for rural tourism marketing, benefit and challenges of rural tourism marketing, and agro-tourism and its future. The course would include total 20 video lessons. Now, the content for the course session 13th would be Introduction to Developing Cluster for Rural Tourism Marketing, Need for Cluster of Rural Tourism Marketing, Identification of Cluster for Rural Tourism Marketing, Tourism Development Plan for Rural Cluster, Component for Development of Rural Tourism Cluster, and Government Schemes to Promote Rural Tourism. Now, let's start with the introduction to the developing rural tourism cluster or marketing, which would include intro, their component for the development of rural tourism cluster, and government scheme to promote rural tourism. Now, come and have a look at the meaning of developing cluster for rural tourism marketing. A cluster is a group of enterprises located within identifiable and as far as practicable contiguous area and producing same similar product and services as well. The essential characteristics of enterprises in a cluster would be similarity and complementarity in the method of production, quality control and testing, energy consumption, pollution control, etc. Similar level of technology and marketing strategies as well as practices, channel for communication among the various of the cluster, and common challenges and opportunity as well. Now, let's see need for cluster of rural tourism marketing. There is a need to identify suitable cluster of 5 to 7 villages in a close vicinity for promoting rural tourism. A cluster will offer more tourist attraction than rural tourism project of individual villages separated by long distances. Further, marketing of a local product of a group or villages can be facilitated by holding craft bazaars, hats, etc. It can also converge other programs for silk capacity building and marketing, etc. Now, let's have a look for the identification of cluster for rural tourism marketing. The state should identify cluster of villages having high potential for tourism development. There are several themes around which rural tourism can be developed in different parts of the country. The theme can broadly include: first is local craft and cuisines. Another one is folk music, dance, puppet show, theater and stream dramas. Another one is agri-tourism, organic farming, farm stays, herbal product and tea estate as well. Yoga and meditation center as well. Eco zone within or around the village. Another one is rural sports and culture event. Last third, national park wildlife sanctuary. Last second, unique tribal culture, and the last one is proximity to existing tourism circuits. Now, the identification of rural tourism cluster that we also call as destination should be broad based, involving stakeholder from government, industry, NGOs, rural community and local business and local entrepreneurs supporting homestay, farm stay, handicraft shops and other product and experience should also be consolidated. Now, let's have a look to the tourism development plan for rural cluster, which would include development plans for identify rural tourism cluster should be prepared by exploring convergences and signify with the development and various other central and state programs and schemes. The development plan must be based on detailed consultation involving stakeholders from government, industry, NGOs, rural community and local business including homestays, farm stays, handicraft shops and other tourism product and experiences. Tourism development program must be based on detailed assessment of current tourism assets and experiences. A detailed gap assessment in partnership with all the stakeholders shall be carried out and the other plan for tourism development of the cluster should be prepared. A toolkit for gap assessment and preparation of development plan for rural tourism cluster will be prepared by the Ministry of India. Now, let's have a look at the component for development of rural tourism cluster. There are total 6 type of component which would include physical infrastructure, digital infrastructure, social infrastructure, tourism product and activities, marketing and promotion, and the last one is capacity building. Now, as you can see, the first one is physical infrastructure. So let's discuss about physical infrastructure. It must be ensured that the cluster is easily accessible and it may require last mile connectivity to be strengthened. Internal streets of the village are also need to be strengthened and improved, particularly the main street having major attraction. The effort should be made to use the local material and practice while carrying out street improvement so as to maintain the rural and ethnic characters of the village. Drinking water and sanitization facilities also need to be built. Second one is digital infrastructure. Digital infrastructure such as broadband internet, Wi-Fi, CCTV and other common digital infrastructure need to be provided to strengthen up tourism potential of the cluster. The third one is social infrastructure. In this, the health and hygiene standard, waste management, security and other safety standards are critical for attracting tourists from the outside. These facilities include their operation and maintenance need to be strengthened in the cluster. The remaining one are tourism product and services as well as activities. While there are wide variety of rural assets and activity which can attract tourists, there need to be developed rural equality tourism products. The effort should be to create an unforgettable experience for the tourist and increase the period of the stay. There should be activities for various age groups and different segment of the tourist as well. Now, the fifth one is marketing and promotion. The marketing and promotion of the cluster as rural tourism destination is an essential part of the development program. There must be a business plan for the destination to make it as a viable and suitable propositions. Digital platforms must be utilized apart from other traditional government and private channels for the marketing as well. Now, the last and the sixth one is building capacity. Building capacity or capacity building for various segments of rural tourism and stakeholder is critical to promote rural tourism. The plan may be incorporate various relevant capacity building programs of a central and as well as state government. Apart from the existing central and state government scheme, which can be used in convergence to meet the requirement of implementation of development plans for rural tourism marketing. Suitable public-private partnership model will also be developed to encourage private sector to join hands for the development of rural tourism. Now, let's have a look to the government scheme for promote rural tourism. The government of India has taken various initiatives and introduced policies to grow rural tourism. Some of the important schemes which are listed here below in which the first is Rural Tourism Infrastructure Development Component under PIDDC schemes, promotion or promoting village tourism. The Ministry of Tourism has released a Rural Tourism Infrastructure Development Component, which is a part of Product Infrastructure Development for the destination and circuit that we call as PIDDC scheme. 100% central assistance is provided in this scheme. The objective of this scheme is to showcase rural life, art, culture, and heritage in the village that have core competence in art and craft, handlooms, textile, and natural environment as well. The activities permitted under the scheme are improvement of village surrounding and village connectivity with the panchayat limit, providing solid waste management, sewerage management, village illumination, tourist related activities such as procurement of the equipment and tourist accommodation also. The second one is Swadesh Darshan, positioning tourism as an engine of growth. The Ministry of Tourism introduced Swadesh Darshan, a central sector scheme for integrated development of the theme-based tourist circuits. A tourist circuit is a route on which at least three major tourist destinations are located, such as that none of them are in the same town, village, or city. While a tourist circuit with a consists them will be such as religion, culture, authenticity, and niche is known as theme-based tourist circuits. The third one is scheme for organizing fair, festival, and tourism-related events. That is domestic promotion and publicity, including hospitality, that we call as DPPH. Ministry of Tourism provide financial assistance to the state government to organize fair and festival and tourism related events such as seminars, conclaves, and conventions as well. These events are to be selected by the state government based on tourism potential. The fourth one is Hunar Se Rozgar Tak, HSRT, Ministry of Tourism. Fully funded by Ministry of Tourism, this program offers courses in hospitality, trade of food production, food and beverages service, housekeeping and bakery and patisseries also. Apart from that course, to bring up tourist escort, tourist facilitator, event facilitator, security guard, tour assistant, transfer assistant, and officer assistant has been also been set up. This program is delivered by Institution of Hotel Management, Food Craft Institute, and State Tourism Development Corporation amongst other. Now, the last and the fifth one is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana that we call as PMKVY, which aim is to developing human capital. This is a flagship outcome-based training program schemes aimed at benefiting youth across the country. A monetary reward is provided to trainees on assessment and certification. The National Scheme Development Corporation (NSDC) will implement this scheme and involve the Sector Skill Council to identify job roles for which training could be imparted through PMYKY that we call as Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation, support vocational training institute by providing funding up to 75% of total project cost in the case of for no-profit enterprises and up to 85% of total project cost in case of not-for-profit entities. Candidates who has successfully completed the course are given a skill card. The trainees are also entitled to monetary reward upon successful completion of the assessment carried out by the assessment agencies, which are appointed by the SSC Training is tourism and hospitality is given under this scheme, wherein these trainees are trained for job roles such as guide, driver, cook, housekeeping, and hospitality to all the local.
They don't have to say it, I already know. I've lit it fire. GHG Institute of Law, approved by Bar Council of India, New Delhi, and affiliated to Punjab University, Chandigarh. It is accredited B grade by NAC. Our institution was established in year 2006 at village Sidhwa Khurd, which is 28 km away from Ludhiana. It is one of the 5 educational institutions run by Shri Guru Har Gobind Ujagar Hari Trust with the motto Phaile Vidya Chanan Hoy. Our institution provides certain courses such as LLB for 3 years, BA LLB Honours Integrated Course for 5 years. In this field trip to remote area, a team of self-help group whose members are Shaina, Anchal, Noordeep Kaur, Jugraj and Manharleen Kaur will visit small production units in the different villages. Our focus mainly revolves around the production and marketing of the product in the remote areas. Let's check out.
Punjab, one of the state of India, is located in northwestern region of the country. The main occupation of the people living in Punjab is farming. These days, livestock and poultry farming are also increasing. Other industries include textile, metal industries, woolen and cotton industries, and handicraft.
College, we visit nearby rural areas and observe the Punjab rural tourism and marketing structures, opportunities as well as challenges. So one of the famous and traditional of eating of Punjab is gur. Yes, Punjab is very famous for gur di cha, gur di chawl and gur di panjiri. In English, it is also known as a jaggery. So, largest number of the consumers across the world consume the jaggery, and Punjab is a highly exported area of the jaggery. So, let's begin the tour of how to make and production and all the refining process of making the gur.
When it comes to making jaggery, the process is very simple, and in Punjab traditional ways and methods are used in formation of the jaggery. First, the sugar canes are exported. Here can we see by using the tractor, and then sugar canes are crushed in the machines to extract the juice. This juice is being filtered and boiled to remove any impurities contained in it. In some commercial sectors, certain bleaching and purifying agents are added to clean the juice at this point, but in Punjab, purifying methods are used and traditional ways are used where no kind of the bleachings and other chemicals are being used. The boiled juice, which is now thick and syrup is consistent is when transferred to large wide containers when they are left to cool to form the jaggery and then into the blocks which is cut into the squares and rectangle. In comparison, the unrefined canned sugar is darker in color and granulated rather than the black form, depending upon the color.
Punjabi juttis represent the traditional footwear of Punjab. There is a rich display of artistry in Punjabi juttis. They are exceptionally colorful and extraordinarily traditional. There is a wide use of fancy materials like beads, pearls, colored thread, and small mirrors, etc. The process of jutti making begins after buying the leather for juttis. The work of thread is done on the leather and cut in different shapes. After that, the corners of the shape is hit by a heavy wooden tool and then the shaped pieces are joined and stitched together to form a beautiful traditional jutti.
तो आप किन किन लोगों को सेल करते हो अपनी ये जुत्ती?
ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਭਾਈ ਲੋਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਲੋਕ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਬੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਆ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਬਾਕੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਲਾਗ-ਪਾਸ ਦੇ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ
So next destination will be of embroidery work which is done by skilled labor who are specialized in their work of embroidery. Embroidery is one of the oldest and most accepted style of surface ornamentation of fabrics and garments. India is among the leading producers of embroidered fabrics and garments worldwide. Be it fulkari from Punjab or a chikankari from Lucknow. Indian embroidery has gained a new horizon and has created a niche for itself in the world market. There is exclusive styles and stitches imitates the ethics and culture of the region. Embroidery is the craft of decorating fabric or other materials by using needle, thread and yarn. It may incorporate other materials also like pearls, sequins, beads, etc. In the earlier times, embroidery was done on suits, kurtas, churidars, dupattas, etc. But in modern days, embroidery is in huge demand. It is seen on caps, hats, t-shirts, shirts, jackets, denims, stockings, scarves, and even though on the shoes. It is available in huge variety and with different colors of yarns and threads. Now, embroidery is not just restricted in one nation. It has gained a new position and recognition in the whole world. So we have reached our next destination which is related to embroidery work. So let's interact with the laborers who are using their skill and doing their embroidery work. Come. Namaste. आप थोड़ा बताएंगे कि कैसे ये प्रोसेस चलता है सारा क्या यूज करते हो
ये मतलब ये चीज ये कसम है ये जरी बोलते हैं इसे
हाँ जी
कसम में
So these are the sequins which are used in the work of embroidery.
ये पन्नी होती है
स्टैंड को क्या कहते हैं?
इसको अड्डा बोलते हैं।
ठीक है, तो आपकी सेल्स कहाँ से होती है, कौन लेता है आपसे ये सारा काम वगैरह?
हम शोरूमों में देते हैं, बड़े बड़े शोरूम।
तो कौन कौन किसको सेल करते हो आप ये सब?
हम लोग बुटीक पे भी करते हैं और फॉरनर कस्टमर भी आते हैं यहाँ पे। मतलब अच्छी डिमांड है, मतलब काफी काम होता है ये।
हाँ जी, ठीक है। So this is one of the lehenga which they are designing in the work of embroidery by using sequins, beads and golden threads. थोड़ा आप ही बता दो कि कैसे कैसे करते हैं।
ये देखिए इसमें दबका भी लगा हुआ है और ये इसकी बाजू है।
Look how beautifully they have done the work. This all is made handmade and they have used needles, pearls and threads and no machine work is used in this.
Handwork.
So this is the another artistic piece which is done by these skilled workers.
We have reached our next destination which is Haveli. It is located on Firozpur Ludhiana road in a village known as Mullapur. This Haveli is an architectural wonder and never fails to attract visitors from far-flung places. Punjabi food is the much-loved cuisine among all the foodies. To attract tourists, a tradition of old culture is shown inside and outside. Various ancient cooking ways are used to cook delicious Punjabi cuisines. These ancient cooking ways includes wood-fired, tandoori style of cooking, cooking on traditional stove known as chulla, and use of masonry oven known as bhatti. These styles bring amazing flavor in the food. When we enter the main restaurant, there is a beautiful body of tractor which depicts the Punjabi mode of transportation. Inside restaurant, many statues, ancient paintings, utensils.
So this is the very basic and traditional cuisine of Punjab, which is known as makki di roti, saron da saag with chatti wali lassi and mirchi ka achar. This whole cuisine is served in the utensils of brass. It is believed that whenever the food is served in the metals like brass and silver, it gives more of nutrition and energy to our body.
Vessels and furnitures are kept. Even though their menu card is made in the shape of hand fan, which is known as pakhi. Food is served in traditional utensils of brass, and after food, jaggery and fennel is served in a mini model of bullock cart. The whole place gives very realistic look of Punjabi culture.
Visitors can enjoy not just a scrumptious lunch or dinner but also enjoying dance and music performances in Haveli. Cultural programs present on every weekend. Gidda Bhangra, a traditional Punjabi dance form, also attracts tourists. These highly energetic folk dances are unique to the state of Punjab and are performed by women and men respectively. Apart from the dances, you can also enjoy the rhythmic music and colorful costumes of the dancers along with the dances. This is an activity attract tourists. Roadside shows in the Punjab, which is also known as tamashe and famously known as bazi. This is the form of the artistic work which shows the talent over the roads and attracts thousands of people towards it. There are various forms of roadside shows that you commonly known, that is bazi, tamashe, like madari, bazigar, nut, sapere, are appealing to the people with different animals, goods and duties. These includes various spectacles, physical skills, monkeys, snakes, beer, jamure and hand washing. Different games like the peasant game, quail game, chicken game, kite game, etc. are the means of the entertainment. And the thing is that it is a source of income for the small artists who worked and showed their talent over the road. But nowadays people are quite busy in their own works that they don't able to get a few minutes to spend over the road and get a smile back over their faces, because these shows are very attractive and indulge so many people in it. The artists put their efforts and show the best to the public. Bazi and tamashes are not only a source of the entertainment but also related to the Punjab's history and prestigious culture. This is one of the folk entertainment source that has been an important part of Punjab's rural cultural scene. So people around us must put efforts to encourage the small artists for their talents and must spend just only 5 or 10 minutes of their life to those people, as this is the source of the income for them. So this is one of the best way to entertain ourselves and to increase the interactions between the people.
Benefits of rural tourism marketing: generating additional income, helping to preserve and revitalize local traditional art and craft, promoting inter-regional and intercultural communications, boost tourism flows into attractive regions, low cost, manufacturing process is very simple with less wastage, good demand in different parts of the world. Challenges in rural tourism marketing: poverty, lack of communication facilities, an underdeveloped market, lack of basic education, variance of language and dialects, lack of communication skills, legislation problem, insufficient financial support, insufficient trained manpower, lack of proper physical communications. Suggestions to overcome challenges: preservation of the environment, natural resources, heritage conservation and management, improving education, upgradation of communication skill, proper understanding of tourist behavior, voluntary participation, skill development workshops, motivate young and potential business entrepreneurs, financial support to start the rural tourism projects, tax holiday or be tax free, frame policy, advertisement and sales promotion. Future scope: expansion of this business by introducing new outlets at prime locations across the country, which will result in creating more employment opportunities. More focus on marketing, promoting this eco-friendly business on different channels like newspapers, TVs, radios and by ad campaigns.